Life often teaches us to believe that toughness means never bending, never showing emotion, and never letting anyone see you waver. People say strength is found in being unshakable, unyielding, period, and unrelenting. But if you pay attention to the lessons life really gives you, you'll discover something different. Real strength isn't about how hard you can strike, it's about how deeply you can understand. Mercy isn't weakness, it's power. And power, when guided by compassion, doesn't just change outcomes, it changes people. I want you to picture this. A courtroom, quiet and heavy, as if even the walls know that people come here carrying the weight of their mistakes. A man stands before the judge, eyes down, nervous hands clutching a folded piece of paper that he can barely hold still. He's not a criminal, not the kind you see in movies. He's just a father, someone who works a regular job, someone who probably never thought he'd see the inside of a courtroom. But there he is. Why? Because one night, while rushing his young child to the hospital, he ran a red light. It's as simple as that. A traffic violation, yes. But more than that, it's a moment of fear, a moment of urgency, a moment that reveals how life sometimes forces you to choose between two wrongs. Risk being late or risk breaking the rules. The law was clear. He had broken it. There's no debating whether the light was red or green, no technicality to hide behind. If you go strictly by the book, the case is open and shut. Issue the fine, remind him of the rules, move on to the next case. That's what the law demands, but laws are written by people, and they're meant to serve people, not just punish them. Justice, real justice, isn't about checking boxes. It's about asking questions. What brought this person here? What's the story behind this mistake? And what outcome will truly serve both the individual and the community? The judge looked at the man and didn't just see an offender, he saw a father in fear. He asked a simple question. Why were you rushing? The man's voice cracked as he explained. His child had spiked a sudden fever and was struggling to breathe. Every second felt like an eternity. In that moment, stopping at a red light didn't feel like the responsible thing to do. It felt impossible. He made a choice, not out of disrespect for the law, but out of love for his child. Now imagine you're that judge. What would you do? Do you hammer him with the maximum penalty to send a message about road safety? Do you let him go entirely and risk sending the wrong message to others? This is the space where justice breathes, not in the rigid black and white of rules, but in the careful gray of humanity. The judge didn't ignore the law. He acknowledged it, but he also acknowledged the heart behind the man's actions. He said, in essence, I understand why you did what you did. You're still responsible for your actions, but your love as a father matters too. Instead of crushing him with punishment, he chose mercy. And here's the remarkable part. That act of mercy didn't weaken justice. It strengthened it. The man left that courtroom not just relieved to avoid a heavy fine, but transformed. He didn't walk away thinking laws don't matter. He walked away believing that justice could have a face, a heart, and a voice. He walked away determined to be safer, more careful, more aware. Not because he feared punishment, but because he felt understood. When people feel understood, they change, and that's the power of mercy. See, mercy doesn't erase accountability, it transforms it. It turns a cold command into a living lesson. When you temper justice with compassion, you don't make the law fragile, you make it meaningful. Mercy reaches hearts where punishment alone cannot. It whispers, I see you. I know you're more than this mistake. And in doing so, it calls people to rise higher rather than shrink under the weight of guilt. Some people believe mercy is softness, that it lets people off the hook. But ask yourself, what takes more strength? To slam down the gavel and walk away? Or to pause, to listen? To weigh not just the facts, but the human story behind them? Mercy requires courage. It takes courage to go against the easy urge to condemn. It takes courage to see someone not just for what they've done, but for what they can still become. Punishment can force compliance. Mercy can inspire transformation. Think of the people in your own life, family, friends, co-workers. Have you ever made a mistake and been shown mercy instead of wrath? How did it feel? Did it make you careless, eager to repeat the mistake? Or did it humble you, touch you, even inspire you to do better? The moments when someone believes in you, even when you've stumbled, are the moments that often shape who you become. Mercy doesn't mean ignoring wrongs. It doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It's not pretending that mistakes have no consequences. Mercy means holding someone accountable with dignity. It means saying, yes, you were wrong, yes, there's a cost, but I still believe you are worth more than your worst moment. That belief is powerful. That belief changes people far more than fear ever could. I've seen it in courtrooms, yes, but I've also seen it in living rooms, classrooms, workplaces, in everyday life. A teacher who forgives a student's outburst, not because the outburst is okay, but because the student is going through pain at home. A boss who gives an employee a second chance, not to lower standards, but to raise them with encouragement. A friend who offers understanding after you've let them down, not because they don't care, but because they care enough to see who you really are. These moments of mercy don't make the world weaker. They make it stronger. True justice without compassion is cold, mechanical, and distant. It may keep order, but it doesn't heal. It may prevent chaos, but it doesn't inspire loyalty or love. When you bring mercy into justice, you breathe life into the rules. You remind people that laws are there to protect us, not to crush us. You show that strength is not found in being unyielding, but in being unafraid to be human. The next time you're faced with someone's mistake, think about the power you hold. You have the power to punish, yes, but you also have the greater power to heal. When you choose mercy wisely, not blindly, not carelessly, but wisely, you're telling the world that compassion and strength can walk hand in hand. Mercy isn't a sign that you've gone soft. It's proof that you're strong enough to lead with humanity. And here's the beautiful irony. People often fear that mercy will make others take advantage, that being kind will make you look weak. But in reality, mercy commands more respect than raw punishment ever could. People remember the ones who understood them. They remember the ones who saw past their mistakes to their humanity. They don't forget a moment of unexpected grace. So don't confuse mercy with naivety. Mercy isn't about letting people do whatever they want. It's about guiding them toward what's right by showing them who they truly are, worthy, capable, redeemable. Mercy is power because it shapes character, both yours and theirs. It shows that you're strong enough not to be ruled by anger, pride, or fear. It shows that you have the courage to lead, not by force, but by example. Life will give you plenty of chances to test this. Someone will hurt you, someone will disappoint you, someone will break a rule, big or small, and you'll stand at a crossroads. Do you meet wrong with wrath, or do you meet it with strength wrapped in compassion? The choice you make in that moment will say more about you than about them. Remember that judge, remember that father, and remember that mercy isn't weakness, it's power. Power to see clearly, power to heal, power to inspire, power to change hearts, starting with your own. Justice without mercy is cold, but justice with mercy, that's true strength. That's the kind of strength the world needs more of, in courtrooms and beyond.